welcome to the Just Acting Up show, y'all. We got a special guest in the building, man. This is the CEO, like the CEO. Hailey, what's going on, girl? We got
I'm
clap.
good. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Hey, thank you. The pleasure's all ours, y'all. This is a new mom right here, man. So we trying to keep we gonna give her some energy, but same time we can kind of be a little bit low because baby boy was sleeping. So yeah, man. Yeah, such a and so let's go ahead and get into that real quick, Haley. Tell us about you being a new mom and balancing the business. How you do that?
It's kind of crazy because I ended up having my son and starting my company around like the same time. So I ended up having him in July and I started my company probably like a month before he was born. I wasn't supposed to have him in July. I was supposed to have him in August. And as you know, I started the Hip Hop Family Christmas in August. And so I ended up signing contracts fresh out of a C-section and in the hospital bed. So while he was in the NICU, and ended up, I think about 3 weeks, probably a month after he was born, I started the movie. I did extras casting, so I pretty much casted all of the extras for the VH1 film. You guys are still able to stream it. It is on VH1. You can stream it on Philo. It's called A Hip Hop Family Christmas. Carrie Hilson, Neo, MC Light, Redman are all featured in it. And of course, Mr. James, you're definitely an extra in it. You're one of my favorite persons. You worked with me long nights, long nights. So balancing everything is just about doing it, really. It's mainly pushing myself to just do it, not only for myself, but of course for him, because I want him to have a different option in the future rather than following what his friends are doing or following what the society is doing, because honestly, I don't know where this new generation is going. So it mainly just pushed me more into having a future secured for him and I love helping people. I love the fact that I'm able to put especially my people in position to do more, especially putting my people on television, putting my people in position to be looked at differently rather than how we're already looked at. So I have a lot of motivation behind what I do and why I do it. And I also model, I also act. So I mainly just push myself, remember in the back of my head, like I'm doing this for a reason. You know what I mean? So balance is all in one, just all in one, and mainly motivation. So it's a lot, but as I'm learning the business, I'm also learning my baby and also learning new stuff about myself, and so it's fun. I don't have any hard times, but I mean we all have hard times, but I just kind of keep going, because at the end of the day, when everything is all said and done, everything's a wrap, and everybody's happy. So that's about it.
That's good. You're the first, I think, casting director we've interviewed on the show, and so I just want to get like, what are some tips that you would say that casting directors are looking for when you're looking for talent and choosing talent for projects?
Mainly, it's about whoever, specifically about whichever project and what they're looking for. So I mainly look for passion, number one, and whenever I'm casting, because a person, if they love what they do, especially in any way, then you make my job easier, because it's not like you're just looking at it as, oh, I'm just getting paid. No, you really have a passion for acting. You really have a passion for this, and you really have talent. So that's what mainly I look for, is number one, passion. Like, number one, I want to make sure that this is what you want to do. Like, if you don't want to do this, then you're pretty much wasting my time and yours. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a person that only looks to do something just to get paid, if that makes sense. Because I've done a lot of work where I wasn't getting paid. And it was mainly the exposure for me. So I look at someone who, one, has passion, and two, has the extent to go however far, because as James know, we worked on set until sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you know what I'm saying? And just because they were getting only $165, that didn't matter, because they were around celebrities, they made connections. People were able to, express themselves and have fun. So that's about it for me.
Yeah, and it was I had fun. It was a really fun experience. It was I drove out there to wherever that location was, and y'all had everything set up to the nines, like the Christmas tree, the decorations and people.
Mm-hmm.
And and I think that's when I ran into you, and you was telling me like go over there to get signed up. And I was just chilling, and then Terrence J walked by. And when you first see somebody, like, is that Terrence J? That is Terrence J. And he gave me a look. He just said, "What's up?" And I'm like, "All right." It was just so cool. The atmosphere was, everybody was professional. Everybody was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that it felt like the time just that we spent there, it felt like it was quicker than the time when you actually kept looking down at your watch or your phone or whatever at the time. It just went by so fast and so smoothly. So big shout out to you and your team and everybody that was a part of it that made everything flow so beautifully. So,
Thank you. And I definitely appreciate Greg most of all, because he's mainly the one that advocates for giving us a chance, you know what I mean, and would rather put a person like me in position rather than hiring a casting director who's been in business for 20 something odd years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He really saw that I had a passion for what I do. I'm a hard worker, and he knew that I can bring the decision that the option, or not the option, the opportunity he was giving me, he knew I would knock it out the park. And for all of the extras that came together, like, y'all made the movie. And to just know that I was the one standing behind that just made me feel extremely good. And I have a bunch of people telling me now, like, you don't know how good that felt just to, have a chance or have opportunity, even if I was just an extra. Like, people literally, even though like they will literally watch the movie over and over again and catch themselves like in different places. And it's just like, it was like, y'all were the stars, even though, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that just made me feel so good. And it felt good to sit in directors' chairs next to Carrie Hilson and talk for hours. And you know what I mean? Because I'm like, am I really sitting here talking to Carrie Hilson? Like, I dead ass used to like be in my room singing Pretty Girl Rock to the top of my fucking lungs. And I'm sitting here talking to this lady, like, and she's talking to me so normal, so casual. And it just takes you out of the mindset of like, yeah, they're celebrities, but they're still humans. Like, we're all still human. We all bleed the same. We all have the same obstacles in life and everything like that. It's just they took their chance and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? And was able to be influencers and so forth and so on. So you learn a lot, especially in the downtime that we have. Like James will tell you, like, the celebrities were really down to earth and really cool. And we had a lot of downtime for us to just talk and mingle. And it wasn't like people were like, oh no, they're celebrities, don't walk up to them. Like, no, they were literally like, come talk to us. We're bored. What's up? Like, we had a bunch of fun times. So it makes me interested to see in the next year or two what other projects I'll be signed on to and the other opportunities I'll have and so forth and so on. And I'm just excited. I'm ready. I'm beyond like blessed, of course. And so it's like, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever opportunity comes on way, even if it's not casting. Of course, I'm blessed and highly favored to be on this show today. So like I said, whatever it is, any type of exposure, any project anybody is doing that I can be a part of, I definitely want to be a part of it.
Have you ever tried acting yourself?
Yeah, so when I was in between middle school and high school, I've always competed in theater competitions, and the highest of the highest competitions. When I got out of high school, I ended up doing a few YouTube series. Greg has the Fifth Ward series. I did that with him. I
Yeah.
was actually an extra in his 2019 Christmas film, One Crazy Christmas. I was like a little waitress or whatever. So that was like my first big extra role in anything. And so I did that. I also did an animated, it was supposed to be on Netflix, but I think something went kind of left with the deal or whatever. But I did an animated series with a really good friend of mine, and we're still working on it at this point because we're still working on like the animation and signing deals and stuff like that. So I'm pretty much optimistic and open to to everything and everything.
Man, so you really are like another woman of many hats. Like you just don't, be behind the scenes directing and everything. You also are also right there acting besides us. Like I was curious about this. I'm like, I wonder if she's acted before.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah. So what was like your most favorite thing that you've done so far being on screen?
The most favorite thing I would have to say is when I was an extra in Greg's last Christmas movie, because the way I got thrown into it was so crazy, and I was super nervous, and I was literally just taking drinks to a table. But the type of atmosphere I was in and the people I was around, I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. This is like, I gotta get some screen time. I'm gonna be here. Like, this
Yeah,
is my big break. And I
yeah,
don't know, it just made me feel different. It just made me feel really different. And that was something that I knew. I was like, this is gonna be on BT. I gotta make sure like my weave is laid. I gotta look good.
yeah,
Like, like
yeah,
I was just excited. Like, and just something like that just made me just feel like, okay, let me do it the best. And I did mess up like a couple of times. Like it was a couple of times Greg was like, okay, so when you walk, I need you to like, it was a couple of times where he was like, don't look directly at the camera when you put the drinks down and like walk back or whatever. He was like, because I could tell you trying to get screen time. He was like,
I
just put
did
the
that
drinks
before too.
down.
I look like directly in the camera.
Yes, like I
Like,
would
don't
look,
do
I'll be walking past the
that.
camera and I'll be like trying to make sure y'all see me. You see me, I see me. Like, and it just he was like, okay. He was like, you gonna get your screen time. You don't gotta look, you know what I'm saying, at the camera. And I was just like, okay, okay. But
yeah,
as nerve-wracking as it was super fun. It was super fun. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
yeah. Gotcha.
That's good.
So
Is there any aspirations to do any other work behind the camera, like directing or writing?
Yes. So I'm a huge writer. I've written several I guess short stories, you want to say. And so when I look at Greg and I look at the movies that he's actually written, I'm like, I wonder if I just really sit down and take the time out, I could really create my own. Like I could really do my own, but it mainly just I look at all the hard work too behind writing a movie or writing a series and stuff like that.
mm,
And it's just like I'm not saying it's like too hard, but it does take time. It takes
mm,
real time. It takes real patience. And if I can honestly just sit in a director's chair and say cut in action, I do that. You know what I'm saying? But nothing is ever that easy.
right.
So it's either like I would stick to casting mainly, um, or of course if I can find the time to sit down and write my own, I will. But right now, I feel like casting is the best for me at the point right now, and it's fun. It's still fun. I still get the opportunity, the experience, so forth and so on. So right now, I'm gonna just stick to casting and acting.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Only a few more things and we'll get you out of here because I know little man needs that attention. So tell us about, when you're in, the casting room and you get note of, hey, maybe this person can join or maybe that person can join. like, let's say, for example, like Terrence J or Neo or Soraya that was in the film. How does that? You don't have to share what you cannot share. That's between you, whoever else. But how do you tell me about that feeling when you go through that process?
Okay, so I didn't do that casting. When it came down to like the big celebrities and stuff like that, Greg actually has a casting director that that he uses. He literally is trying to put me in the position to do his full casting, but he wanted to give me the opportunity to see what I can do and how fast I could do it under the time that I could do it.
Right.
So when it came down to trying to figure out exactly what I believe, when I looked at the scripts mainly, just not looking at the celebrities, when I looked at the script, it came down to who would fit this position more, and one who would be, I guess, more available. Because when it comes down to certain celebrities and movies, they really want to know, especially if they have like a lot of experience, they want to know where it's going to be filmed at, where it's going to be premiered at, how much money they're making, and what type of exposure they're going to get. So it's like, when it comes down to that, I'm still trying to learn, like, you don't just pick any celebrity, you know what I mean? Everybody has to audition, everybody has to be in that role. So it's like, in all honesty, I would have to look at like the next project that I'm doing and then really figure out, because to be honest with me, I kind of feel like there are non-celebrities who have a little bit more talent personally. So I per se wouldn't probably pick a major celebrity to do a role. I would probably pick, you know what I'm saying, you or someone else, you know what I'm saying, who has more talent and who I know could take this role and knock it out of the park, like completely knock it out of the park. And it's like, okay, so does the director really want, Carrie Hilson? If so, then okay, cool. But as far as really going through all the audition process and stuff, I would give everybody an opportunity, not just a celebrity or anything like that, because I feel like the more opportunities you give for people to do a certain role, they're gonna do it. And you never know, they might be 10 times better, may make the movie or the show 20 times better. You know what I'm saying? Just because a certain person has a certain name, it might get certain views. But I don't think like that. And I think that's what is gonna make me a different casting director rather than, you know what I mean, just your average casting director, because I'm going to bring new talent to the field. I'm going to bring a new atmosphere. I'm going to bring a whole new world to this acting world. Like, I want to actually put stuff out there. I don't want to keep seeing the same people on TV. I don't want to keep doing that. I want people to be like, oh, damn, this movie's good. Who is that? You know what I mean? And that's how you get further.
Right.
If you see a movie and it has the same, like, it has your favorite artist on there or something like that, you clearly know who they are. You clearly know how to get to them. You clearly know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no real passion behind it. You just know, oh, this person's acted before. I've seen him in a movie before. Now I want him in my movie. When it's like a person down the street or next to you, if you give them the same script or this same line or this same role, you never know how it's going to turn out. So I would rather have literally an open casting rather than just, oh, well, I see J. Cole, like, I want him to be in my movie and I know damn well he can't act. I ain't never seen J. Cole in nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's J. Cole,
Right.
oh, I want him in my movie. No. Oh, no.
He J. Cole. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
That's J. Cole.
Like, you ever seen him in a movie? No.
No.
Okay, well, I think he'll be great for this one. How do you know that? Because he's still got to audition like everybody else. I'm not just gonna put him. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like it was certain things, like, especially when I watched the Christmas movie that we just recently did. I look at stuff. I watch movies from behind the scenes. I don't watch it like a normal person would watch a movie. So I can tell when I'll be like, Terrence J could have said that a little bit better, or you know what I'm saying, or I don't like the way MC Light did. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just different. Like it's just way different. It's way different. It's way different. And especially in acting, you have to be a natural person, like a natural born person. You literally have to become the role that you're given. And I feel like some people just don't do that. Some people don't become the character. Some people don't become that person. And I also have watched behind the scenes of like for example, the Blind Side, the big guy who played the guy in the Blind Side, he became that person. He became who, like, you know what I mean? And Sandra Bullock, I love her to death. When she takes a role, you damn near be into yours because you'd be like, oh my God. She just like Miss Congeniality is my favorite movie in this whole entire world. And when I watched her in The Blind Side, I was like I dead ass want her to be my mom. Like I was just like, you know what I mean? It's just like this is Sandra Bullock, you know what I mean? And if you were, she's such a natural born actor to where you can put her in pretty much anything. You know what I'm saying? She went from Miss Congeniality to Blind Side, and that was two different like spectrums, like way two different spectrums. But she took the role and became it, and took over the whole movie and anything that she's done. And it's just like that's what I can appreciate. Like Gabrielle Union is another one I can appreciate her acting, because it's like she becomes that person. She becomes Taraji P. Henson is another one. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go on and on and on and on and on. Like Carrie Hilson is another one that really takes roles and just goes. And it's like my ultimate dream is to work with Tyler Perry, no matter what. I know that's every Black person's ultimate dream, but like dead ass, like working with Tyler Perry is like my main goal in life, because it's like even to be around someone like that who has that much passion and that much like drive for something, especially not only putting people in position but acting, it blows me away. Like it blows me away. And to have that opportunity or that chance would just put the icing on every cake, like for me. Like, well, because I swear to God, the first call I get with him, I'm calling everybody I know. Like everybody I know. Look, I know this is last minute, but I need you to fly to Atlanta. We got to go to Tyler Perry Studios. You know what I'm saying? Like that alone is just grace giving. Like it's amazing to me.
Yeah, Chris was saying, call us too.
Call us.
Of course, of course. Like I'm calling all my Black people. Like, look, I got a little job. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, this is it. This is our chance. Like, you better jump on. Look, Spirit is only $38 to get to Atlanta. I got you. Let's go. I know you might be scared.
Your legs gonna hurt when you get out, but it's all good.
I got you. Like, because okay, like dead serious. I went to Atlanta for a it was a modeling event that I went for with Roland Banks, who's a really good friend of mine, and Young. He's a creative director, so he basically works for like Erica Mena, a bunch of celebrities for like photo shoots and stuff like that. And so he has a deal where he made like Roland dolls. He has his own group set of models or whatever. And then I ended up being one of his dolls. And so of course I got pregnant. And then the event that I went for Atlanta, I literally bought my ticket to Atlanta. And the time that it came for me to go to Atlanta, I remember it was November, it was freezing cold. I literally, when I bought my ticket initially to go to Atlanta, I had money, I was working, I was like ready to go. By the time I went to Atlanta, I was broke as hell. I didn't have nothing. I literally paid for my hotel room and everything beforehand. And I flew to Atlanta, waited 6 hours in the airport, and I was going for an opportunity. I didn't care what it was or anything. And it's crazy the way God works in so many different ways, because like I said, I went down there broke. I literally was eating noodles like in my hotel room, Ubered to the event, and my Uber driver was amazing. Like it's crazy the way God works in mysterious ways, because I met him and he automatically just felt the need to be open and was like, I
Yeah.
see you, know what I'm saying? Like, you're new to Atlanta. I was telling him about myself, whatever, like how I'm aspiring model and actress, how I just want to, just make it. And he
Yeah.
ended up taking me on a tour of Atlanta, ended up taking me
Wow.
to the Tyler Perry studios, like to show me like, he was like, you've never been to, and I was like, no, I've never, you know what I'm saying? He made a comment. He was like, Tyler Perry, the reason why he's literally like having so much controversy and stuff is because he's literally bigger than Warner Brothers. He's bigger than Paramount. He's bigger than everything. He's like, as a black man, they are trying to take him down, like literally. And I
Wow.
understood that. And so me literally just standing, you can't even get in the gates of Tyler Perry Studios. You can only like stand on this, like on the side or whatever, like if you don't have a badge or anything, like where it
Mhm.
says Tyler Perry Studios. And just me standing at that gate alone just gave me so much like hope and so much
Yeah.
more like aspiration. So I'm like, damn, I can really be walking through those gates one day. Like I can really be walking through those gates one day, and to see that a black man has acres on acres on acres
Yeah.
of land just to make your shows or make your movies. Like, you know how like crazy that is to me,
Mm-hmm.
that literally the other networks are intimidated by one black man who took a chance. Like Tyler Perry was homeless.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry didn't
Mm-hmm.
have little. My dad is 64, and I remember being little, and him and his girlfriends or his wife or his little fling or whatever, they used to get real dressed up, honey, like real dressed up, real nice or whatever. And where they going to a Tyler Perry play? You know what I'm saying? Like the plays that
Yeah.
premiere and stuff like that. So just me remembering that as a child and hearing his interviews where he said literally his first show nobody showed up to, and then look where he's at now. So it makes me think of like the little times that I do have like that hard time in Atlanta where, yeah, I may have been eating noodles in my hotel room, but Tyler Perry was literally sleeping in his car writing plays. Like,
Yeah.
it just lets me know, keep going. Don't stop. Like, keep going. Like, keep going. If you stop, you won't get nothing. Like, you don't get nowhere.
That's
That's dope.
that is so beautiful that you shared that. And because you never know about the person's journey unless they tell you, and like just seeing you get everything booked, you took a chance, and
Mhm.
you barely had this amount to get to where else you need to be. That's inspiring, and I
Yeah,
don't want
and the guy
to.
he didn't even charge me like for like, because I was like, I literally barely had money for the Uber. Like I had money to get there. I think I barely had it back. And he was just like, just call me when you're done or whatever. Just call me when the event's done or whatever. And I'll pick you back up and take you back to the hotel. And he did. Like at first I was scared because when you're in a new space,
Right.
you never
Yeah,
know
Atlanta,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But something in my spirit, just felt that peace. And I'm a very spiritual person. I go based off of energies. I go based off of simply just how you are as a person. And when he was just explaining to me just certain things about his life and his daughters and his wife and stuff like that, he was literally a black person trying to make it. And
Mhm.
it made me feel good to know, like, okay, look, we all out here trying, you know what I'm saying? I could have got a regular ass Uber driver who just took me there and I had to order, you know what I'm saying? But God took me in a different direction. And I felt like he did that because I have a purpose no matter what. And that's why it literally, even though like when I started the movie with Greg, I was going through my own personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? And to just know that all of my extras looked at me as if I was just like the biggest, just made me look like, I'm like, no, I go through shit just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm broke as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here with an opportunity. I'm here with an opportunity. Like, I'm not sitting with stacks in my bank account.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, nothing. I'm here for an opportunity just like y'all. And just to know that I was able to be in a position to put others in position, that just made me feel really good. And it just made me realize, like, in all reality, you can't take certain things for granted. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Especially like the smallest of things. Because yeah, I may have just been only like the extras casting, but my extras is what made that movie.
Yes, they
Like
did.
my extras is what made that movie come together the way it did. And when I seen it, I was just like, oh my God. And just to
Yeah.
know, like, like one of my sisters, when we did the scene at City Hall or whatever, it was like a little jail scene where they had to like walk across or whatever, and like between the little fake Tupac dude or whatever, and like Carrie Hilson and Soraya. And like when my sister watched it, she was like one of the extras that were like walking past. She got like some major screens on, and to just hear her scream at the top of her lungs for seeing herself walk across a screen, it just like
gratifying.
that took it for me. That took it because I understand that excitement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand where she was coming from, even though it was just a quick little snippet or whatever. She made sure she walked slow as hell to get her little screen time. And just to hear that scream of excitement for me, it was just like, okay, I did something good, you know. I did something good. And people, like I said, it was nice to be able, because like I said, we had a bunch of downtime, so to be able to basically hear everybody's story or where they came from or exactly what they were doing. Like, people had kids, people literally like miss picking up their kids from the bus, like all types of shit, just for an opportunity. You know what I mean? Just for a simple opportunity. And in all reality, it just made me like feel really good, because I may not be going home to like the best situation, but it's other people who aren't going home to the best situation. But those 8-12 hours of being on set was the best time of our lives. You know what I'm saying? And made us feel good about returning back to our home lives, knowing that we have a chance to do something different. You know what I mean? Knowing that people came there literally like in Ubers getting dropped off, like just for an opportunity. And that's crazy to me. Like, that makes me feel like extremely good to know I'm not the only one, and also to know that we're having fun, and to also to know that I just gave a bunch of people an opportunity. Like, that feels good to me.
Yeah, y'all did that. That was amazing. It was such a great experience and everything. Tell everybody where we can follow you at.
Okay, so you can follow both me, Hailey Raee Part 2. So it's HaileyRaee PT.2. That's my personal Instagram. So you'll mainly just see me and my son mainly. And then I also have Ace_casting LLC is my business. So I post mainly all my casting calls on my personal and business, but all of my projects that I do will be posted on my business, of course. But those are my main 2 pages. So y'all follow me.
Yes. Hopefully we'll get to work with you and get casted by you.
Of course. Yeah, I have Greg is actually signing deals as we speak. So, you know, I look, when I'm locked in, y'all locked in. I got y'all. I'm looking to build a solid team behind me. And I don't mean to sound like racist or anything like that, but I want to build my team. You know what I'm saying? Like a strong Black team to make society look at us different and give us more opportunities, because if not, we gonna be stuck and we ain't gonna go. So it's like, of course, I need writers, I need actors, I need all of that, because I need a solid team behind me to where if I do walk in Hollywood or I do walk in these Tyler Perry studios, here's my team. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just walking in by myself. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Are you
hey man? Hey. Hey.
Hey, this is who I do it for.
Hey, like, Mama, who these people? Who are these people?
he has such a like mean ass face, like Jesus.
Hey, you give him some food, he gonna smile straight up.
Lord.
Oh man.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right,
You too.
Okay, bye.